Yes, let us see the most important thing. There are two basic components will be there in the Hadoop. What are the two basic components of the Hadoop is, one is HDFS, which will be called as which will be acting as a storage. And another important component is called as YARN. What the YARN will do? Processing, right? I repeat it once again. In the Hadoop, there are two main components will be there. One is called as your HDFS, which is going to act for the storage. And another is called as your YARN. The YARN is responsible for processing, right? So how they are going to work, we are going to see them individually now. So Hadoop distributed file system allows to dump any kind of data across the cluster. So again I repeat, the HDFS allows to dump any kind of data, maybe a structured data, unstructured data or semi-structured data across cluster. What is a cluster here? This is your cluster. This is your cluster. So you can store your data at any location. Right. Similarly, let us take YARN. What is this YARN will do? It allows parallel processing of data stored in HDFS. Yes, what is this parallel processing? On this nodes, I am having data. On these nodes, I am having data. Here data is stored, data is stored, data is stored, data is stored. All these data, what the YARN is doing here? Processing. It allows parallel processing of data stored on the HDFS. So parallelly, all these data will be working. So how data will be working? We'll be applying some programming model. As I said you already, simple programming model we are using, that is called as a MapReduce. MR coding we call as a, right? So that is about allows parallel processing of data stored on HDFS. Right. Let us see little bit in detail of HDFS. Yeah, let us see in detail about the HDFS. So HDFS stands for Hadoop Distributed File System. So it works like this, but in detail we are going to see about HDFS when we'll discuss about Hadoop cluster. So HDFS will be taking care of name node, data node and secondary name node. So name node consists of master daemon, which maintains and manages data nodes. It records metadata, like location of metadata is nothing but data about data. For example, where the data has been stored or where the block of data has been stored, what is the size of the file, whether the file is having read permission, write permissions or not, and its hierarchy, etc. And it is going to, the name node is going to receive the heartbeat. This is very important. What is this heartbeat? Whether the node is working or not. Whether the node is working or not. This node is working or not. It receives the heartbeat. For example, every day an employee comes to the caller, to the organization, he has to work. He or she has to work. If he or she is not working means, that means the node is not responding to the institution or to the organization. Similarly, here also, this is a heartbeat is a technical terminology we call as a. So it receives the heartbeat and block report from all the data nodes. That means whether this node is working or not. From this node, heartbeat is not reaching means that means that this node is not working. That means we need to replace this node and we need to, whatever the job this node is doing, that has to be given to another node. That means something wrong or some hardware failure has happened likewise. And coming to the data node, it is a slave node. As I said to you that Hadoop works on the cluster of commodity hardware. It is a slave node, and the Hadoop works on master-slave architecture. Whereas the SQL works on the client-server architecture. The Hadoop works on master-slave architecture. That is why these nodes are called as a slave nodes, and slave nodes are commodity, inexpensive hardware, they are called as. And these nodes only stores the actual data. That means master data does not holds the data. Master data keeps only the metadata or meta information, and the slave nodes only stores the data, or data node only stores the data, right? And serves read and write request. From here only the read and write request happens. So in this fashion, the Hadoop distributed file system works. So which we are going to see in detail when we will see the Hadoop cluster. And of course there is a one more node is there, that is called a secondary name node. How this data node may not work because of hardware failure or something else, immediately the job done by this node will be allotted to the node whichever is free. Similarly, there is a chance of not working the master node also. Master node also may suffer with hardware failure. But master node is storing some important information such as metadata. What amount of data has been stored at this node? What is the permission? What is the size of data? All such information, meta information is stored at master node. In that case, that is called as this name node. In that case, if this name node also not able to work because of some hardware failure, in that case, the secondary name node will be maintaining the backup. Maybe depending upon the rules and regulations of the organization, the backup maybe happen at the end of the day or weekly once, likewise. It depends upon the situation, right? So in this manner, the secondary name node will store all the data which the name node is holding for the security reasons, right? Let us see about the YARN. How YARN works is, YARN, it takes care about the processing. So it takes care about the resource manager, receives the processing request, passes the parts of the request to the corresponding data managers. And data manager, it will do the installed on every data node and responsible for execution of tasks on every single data node. That means whether the resources are available or not, and whether it can execute or not, whether it is executing or not, that whole processing process is done by the YARN. Like resource manager, data manager is here, node manager here, node manager is here. So the node manager is installed on every data node. This is a node manager, and this node manager will be installed on every data node. This will be installed on every data node, and it is responsible for execution of the task. Whatever the job has been given, that is responsible to execute the task on every single data node. So in this fashion, the working of the YARN and HDFS happens. So as we have discussed that, these are the two basic components in Hadoop. HDFS responsible for the storage and YARN for the processing purpose. Yeah. Now we are into the most important slide, that is called as why we require DFS, that is called as a distributed file system. We are aware of file system, it is nothing but just how you store the files in your laptops and machines. But now we are going from file system to the little bit advanced level, that is called as a distributed file system. How it is happening is, you can see here, I have 1 TB of data. I am having 1 TB of data, and to process that 1 TB of data, I am making use of one machine, and the machine is having 4 IO channels, input output channels, and each channel is having 100 Mbps. And to do that job, it has taken 45 minutes of time, right? Whereas here, in this case, if you observe, I have 10 machines. Same 4 IO channels I am having as like this, and same, each channels of 100 Mbps, same, nothing is different. But only I made from one machine, I made as 10 machines. And these 10 machines are also inexpensive commodity hardware. That means these machines are not expensive machines. They are cheap only. Whatever the processing speed it is having, I can make use of it, right? So, since I am approaching the distributed file system mechanism, it has taken 4.5 minutes of time. So, you can observe to read the 1 TB of data, it has taken 45 minutes of time, and to do the same job with 10 machines with the distributed mechanism, it is happening with the 4.5 machines. Right. The most important thing is GFS, that is called as a Google File System Cluster entities. So we have 3 entities, that is clients, master servers and chunk servers. So these are 3 important entities of Google File System. So how client will work, how master servers will work, and how chunk servers will work, we'll see. Let us see about the client here. So client can be of any computer or computer application which makes the file request. And you can see here, these requests can range from retrieving files or manipulations, existing files, for creating new files in the system. It could be any of this. Similarly, you can see clients can be thought as a customers of the Google File System. So just we made a small image of that. Whoever is making a request, you are making a request, you will be the customer for the GFS. Let us see about the master server. What the master server will do is, master server is the coordinator for the cluster. That means master server will be the main coordinator for the cluster, and the master server is responsible for the tasks. What task is responsible? It is responsible for maintaining operation log. As in the previous slides, we have seen that how the name node and data node is worked. Data node is responsible for holding the data only, whereas the name node is responsible to hold the metadata. That means the data about data, it is responsible to hold. In which location data is stored, what is the size of the file, what kind of data the file is holding, all such meta information will be holding. Similarly, here also we will be taking care about, the master server will be taking care about operation log, as well as it keeps track of activities of the cluster, like how Hadoop cluster we have seen. Similarly, it keeps activities of the cluster, how the request is happening, all those things. The operation log helps keep service interruptions to minimum if the master server crashes. As in the previous slides, we have seen that if data node is not working, that means there is a chance of hardware failure. But when there is a chance of hardware failure, we have a facility of fault tolerance. That means that whatever the job done by the data node, we have a data node here, whatever the job done by the data node, this is my cluster. If suddenly this node stopped working, how do I know that this node is stopped working? The name node is not getting the heartbeat. The name node is not getting the heartbeat. When name node is not getting the heartbeat, that means that something wrong went with this data node. So what I should do? Whatever the data is hold with this machine, it has to be replaced with the node whichever is free. As well as, similarly, the same situation could happen to the master or the name node. That means there is a chance of getting crashing of the complete metadata also. In that case, we have a secondary name node there. Similarly, here also, you can see here, you can see the master server crashes, then there will be replacement server that has monitored the operation log can take its place. The master server also keeps track of metadata, which is information, describes about the chunks. The metadata tells the master server to which files the chunk belongs and where they fit within overall file. So it works, it looks like this. So we have a GFS client and then making a request to the master, and whatever the request we have made to the master, master will give the job to the chunk servers. So according to the Hadoop, we call as data nodes. So these chunk servers are responsible to provide a service. Let us take an example. For example, I am a big fan of Megastar, Chiranjeevi for example. I made a request for a song of Megastar. For that purpose, what I am going to do is, as a Google client, I make a request for a songs of Chiranjeevi. Immediately the master will allocate one chunk server to me, and the chunk server will directly provide a song to me. That is the reason, might you have observed or not, when you make a first request of any particular hero or a heroine related songs or movies or whatever it could be, it takes little bit of time, and next time when you ask for the same request, immediately the job will be given, immediately the result will be given to you, because a specific chunk server will be given to you, and the chunk server directly will interact with the client. And chunk server will not interact with the master, because whatever the need is there to solve the need of you, to provide a solution for you, master has given a specific chunk server to every individual client. So in this fashion, the master works. Similarly, we have chunk servers. What are the chunk servers? Just now, as we have discussed, they are the workhorses of the GFS. That means, fairly speaking, the most working area is chunk server. They are the workhorses, and they store 64 MB file chunks. The chunk servers don't send chunks to the master, as I said you already. I made a request of Chiranjeevi song, so master will allocate one chunk server to me, and chunk server will provide a song of the Chiranjeevi. Right. They will send request chunks directly to the client, and they'll make a copy of all these transactions within the GFS. So that is called as a replicas, we call as a. So in this fashion, the GFS works, the Google file system works. So you have an application client, and we have a GFS master is there, which keeps all the meta information, that is called as a file namespace, etc. And we have a chunk servers, and the chunk servers makes the read write operation and provides a request to the client, that is called as chunk data, in this fashion. Yes. So why we discussed about GFS is, the basic reason is, as in the previous slide we have seen, as in the previous slides, we have seen about the DFS, that is called the distributed file system. So DFS has been made with the inspiration of the Google file system, and with the inspiration of GFS, HDFS has been made, that is called as a Hadoop distributed file system. So how the cluster will be working, that we will be seeing in the next session.